Hi friends, Sam here with Happily Hooked. So today we are talking about pom-poms. I'm so excited. We've got a bunch of different kinds of pom-poms. So tie-on ones, snap-on ones, ones with little loops on them. I'm going to show you the pros and cons of all of them, how to put them on your beanies, and I'm so excited. Pom-poms are some of my favorite. Yes, you can make your own with yarn, but today we're talking about the faux fur ones. I've had a bunch of questions because these ones snap on. They make life so much easier, but there are some cons to all of them. So I'm gonna get into these. I'll show you in just a second all the different things about these pom-poms, and then I'll have in the description below where you can buy them. I do have some like handmade ones, and then I have some store-bought ones, so I'm gonna get into these, show you guys how they work, and yeah, let's get to it. Hi friends, real quick, if you guys want to join the coolest crochet community on the internet and join over 20,000 members that love yarn just as much as you do, click the link in the description below, and I cannot wait to see you in our community. Alright, so like I said, today I'm going to show you guys some information about the faux fur pom-poms and why I like these ones, why I don't like some of these ones. So we've got a bunch of different kinds over here, and then this beanie right here, because I know you're going to ask, it's the Grand Slouch, and this is one of the bonus patterns that you get when you subscribe to Happily Hooked. It's super cute. I absolutely love it. But yeah, so here is the hat, and I'll show you kind of how each pom-pom goes on there. So we've got two different types of faux fur with the strings attached to them. So this one's a handmade one. I got this one on Etsy. This one's got a bunch of strings. They're thicker down here. The only downfall with these kind of beanies is it's pretty impossible to take them off if you need to like wash this hat. So you have to be very careful and hand wash them. And then this one only has two strings, so it's a little not quite as secure, I would say. It works just fine. I've used these pom-poms on beanies before. These ones are a little bit more perfect, I guess you would say, because they're like perfectly round and cute. These ones are a little bit more chaos, which are the type that I like. I like them to be a little bit fluffier, a little bit more crazy. I love these pom-poms. We also have ones that have snaps on them. So these ones are smaller. I mean, you can see they're a bit smaller. You can get them bigger, but these ones have snaps on the bottom of them. So you need to, they come with these little pieces here, and these get sewn on the top of the hat. So then you can remove these pom-poms whenever you need to wash your beanie. And then we have these ones that have little tiny loops inside of them. So these ones are also pretty small. They are a little bit squished in here, so I apologize for that. But these ones have little tiny loops inside of them. So these are a little bit trickier in my opinion to sew onto them. As you can see, like they pull apart really easily. So I don't use these kind of pom-poms very often. The quality of the pom-pom itself is fine. It's just trickier to get them on your beanie. So I'm going to show you guys how I attach these to the hat, and yeah, so let's get started on that. Okay, so like I said, we're going to attach these pom-poms. So with the ones that have the 2 strings on them or 4 strings on them, what I like to do is I take one string and I'll put it through my tapestry needle. You don't necessarily need to use a tapestry needle if like the tops of your beanies are open, kind of like this one is. And then right in the center, I will go on either side evenly with each string. So I'll pull one string through on one side of the center, and then I'll take the other string and go right through the other side. And so it's right even on the center, and then you just tie it together, and this will hold your beanie. So I'm not going to tie any of these because I'm not going to leave the pom-poms on here, but you would just make your little knot, and then the pom-pom sits right on top of the beanie. And it keeps it on there pretty well. Just make sure you tie it pretty tight, and then you would weave in these ends just like you would do with the regular yarn that you use. So you tie the pom-pom right to the middle, and then weave in the ends I double knot them and I pull really hard to make sure they're on there as tight as possible. But that's how you put on the fur pom-poms with the strings on them. And then make sure you weave in those ends and then trim any excess. And you can do that for any of the ones that have strings attached. Now for the ones with the loops, there's a couple different ways to add these on here. So for the ones with the loops, you can take a leftover piece of yarn, and you can thread that through your tapestry needle, go through the inside of your beanie and come out the top, and then loop through this loop. Make sure you don't pull your yarn all the way through both ends, you just want the one end. And then go back into the beanie and pull it tight. And that's one way that you can attach these, but these will wobble around a lot. There's a lot of wiggle to these ones, which is fine, especially for kids beanies. It's really fun and fluffy. Another thing that you can do with these ones, and I don't have it with me right now, but you can sew a button to the inside of the beanie itself. So let's pretend that this is a button and we put it down here, and then we would take that loop and pull the loop through the beanie and loop it around the button. And that would keep it on there. The only reason that I won't do that with this one is because I don't trust the loops, to be honest with you. As you saw with the other one, the loop just like came apart. Now these were bought on Amazon. They're not probably the best quality pom-poms ever. As you can see, they're kind of matted towards the middle part where they got melted a little bit. But I just don't trust the loops. So I don't tend to buy these very frequently. I mainly use them for like pictures because they're cute. But I just don't trust the quality of them. And then for our snap-on ones, these are my favorite. The only thing is you're gonna need a smaller needle because you need it to be able to fit through these holes. So like this needle itself is still too big. Like it's small compared to my regular tapestry needle, and it's still too big. So you almost need a sewing needle. And then all this does is this gets sewn right to the top of the beanie on the outside, and then this just snaps right into it. So the pom-pom will sit snapped right against it, and then when you grab it, here, let me grab, I have a beanie that I did with my knitting machine that has one of these on there. So let me grab that real quick. So this is just a knitting machine beanie. There's no pattern for this one. I just used this, made this beanie to make, to practice for the review that I did on the Addie knitting machine that's coming out. So all you do with this is they just pull apart. It just unsnaps. So you can see how it's sewn to the top. And then the pom-pom just snaps back on. And the cool part about these, other than the fact that you can remove them, is they're interchangeable. So if you have another color, like this is a tan one compared to the white one, this can snap on and you can swap them out. So what I like to do, especially for markets, is I'll have a bunch of these beanies with these pom-poms on there, and then I'll have a little basket of pom-poms next to it and say, if you want an extra one, you can buy another pom-pom for $3 or whatever, and then you'll have two different looks with your beanies. And it's a lot of fun to do it that way. But, so that's how you work these detachable ones. So these are my favorite pom-poms. They're smaller than the fluffy ones. I like these ones a lot, but I normally use the Etsy pom-poms for my personal beanies and not necessarily for anything that I would sell, just because they're not removable and I don't want them to ruin their beanie on accident because they didn't read the label or something happened and they got wet. But at least with these ones, they can snap these off, they go right back on top of the beanie, and then they're all good to go, and they're super interchangeable and really cute. So let me know in the comments below what kind of pom-poms you've used before, if you've ever used the detachable ones or if you've only ever used the sewn-on ones, and what your thoughts are on these loopy ones. Because like, I want to love them because they're so cute and fluffy and I love the colors that they come in, but I just can't get past the fact that these come out so much more often than they should. They fall apart pretty quick, and I'm just not a big fan of that, especially like quality wise. I don't want my customers to have beanies that fall apart. So let me know what you guys think in the description below. I'll have a couple links for the snap-on beanies and probably these ones if I can find the Etsy shop that I used for these ones. I'm not going to put the loop ones in there. If you want, you can just look those ones up on Amazon if you really want to use them. They're just not my favorite. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!